Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zaki Taufiqurrahman. I'm here today. I would like to discuss about my assignment speaking interview. I'm here with my partner interview is Yazid, Dzulfikar. The first one what I want to know from you is how did you develop your English knowledge in early?
Okay, as a start, how I start learning English is, actually, I didn't learn English as a specific purpose because uh, it's more like I acquired the skill to learn English. So when I was a child, I usually watch cartoon, uh, and which are the cartoons are using English language. So from the early age, I already developed my English skill, even though it's just such as listening or maybe speaking in a small way or a small in a small practice. So that's how I started learning English.
So not immediately you didn't learn English but acquiring, right?
Yeah, because learning is a conscious process to acquire something, or whereas acquiring is unconscious, a learning process where because you didn't plan to learn, but you learn at the same time, such as like I did. I watch cartoons and I also watch movies.
So that's you acquiring your English knowledge with watching films and read a cartoon, or
Yes,
watching film and watching cartoon.
Yes,
So that's the not immediately improve your speaking and listening, right?
yeah.
So how did you develop your writing, reading, and something else like grammatically or
Alright.
vocabulary?
Knowledge. Alright, so how I develop other English skills such as grammar or reading and writing beside the speaking and listening is because luckily I'm really fortunate to have a hobby called reading comic books such as manga, which is Japanese comic books, and all the comic books that I've read until now are in English. So I make myself reading in English, so it pushed me to gain more knowledge or to learn more about English because I want to do my hobby, which is reading comic books. So from that reading comic books, I learned such as grammatical knowledge and how, of course, reading and also writing.
So I want to know what your manga or cartoon what you read in the language. What's the types of language in your book? What you read? It's formal or informal or casual?
Well, of course, it's informal because most of the expression that used in comic books that I've read are in informal form of language. So it's our everyday languages use or kind of vocabulary that used in our everyday language or people native speaker usually use. So I think at the same time I also learn speaking through vocabulary that I acquire from reading comic books.
So what's could be more specific? Could you be more specific? What's your reading? What's your cartoon? What you read? Which you read?
Oh, cartoon that I usually watch or comic books that I usually read.
Japanese or maybe
Well, for comic books, I usually reading manga, which is originally it's comic books that use Japanese language, That but it's because I don't have the knowledge to read in Japanese, so I try to search the English translation for those comic books. So that's why I develop my reading skill and writing skill, and also vocabulary through reading that kind of comic.
Alright, so you switch the original text from Japanese to be English translation.
Yes, of course.
Alright, so we are going to discuss to the another topic, like what I heard in the English department. There, more specifically, or particularly, your name is Yazid. What you teach? How do you teach while you're studying?
Oh, so you heard about me that I teach in an English course, for an English course.
For English course, oh.
Yes.
I want to know the more specifically where you teach, which where you have been teach in more specifically place, and how you get the
How can I how can I get the skill to teach?
oh yeah, of course.
Alright, so first of all, during college, until the process, I also teach in an English course called English Legion. So in that course, I teach English for students around 15 until 20s, and the the content that I teach, of course, English, how especially around grammar, speaking, writing, and reading, and of course, listening are five basic or five elements of English.
So you start the
Course.
you start the course to teach the another students in your class, like the beginning in from your friends in, or your maybe you have or your family and in there, or something like your friends, or maybe from your
Acquaintance. Okay, so actually, why I decided to teach is because actually English Legion, is started by my friends Angga and a couple of his friends from English literature in Lowerman and UGM and UMKT to start an English course, because they plan to start an English course because they need money and they really want to find a place to practice their teaching, because I heard their roles or their purpose in building this English Legion, so I decided to join them, because I also want to have a first-hand experience in teaching, because I'm planning to become an English teacher.
alright, you teach in the English Legion, right?
Yes.
What did you get, like more payment or something else maybe? How much you get there?
Oh, how much I get there? Of course, we're talking about money here.
Right.
Alright, so well, for a month, it depends how many students are assigned or how many students I taught in the month. I think it's around range of 300,000 rupiah for a month. That's the
10,000 rupiah?
300,000
300,000.
rupiah for a month. Yeah, because
That's a lot.
Well, that's kind of a lot for us college students.
Yeah, that's right.
Because, well, especially because I live alone. I came from Balikpapan, so I have to rent a place or rent a room, rent a flat for keep myself living. So I need, of course, I need money. But beside money, of course, what I gain from English region or this English course, of course, teaching experience. Well, money is just a bonus.
All right. What time is it? What time is specific you teach in English Legend? What's your shift or your schedule in there? Like,
Well, for for the past few months, I have a shift because, well, because it's Ramadan now, so of course we can teach our student at night because there will be Taraweh prayer. So for this month, especially for this month, I teach student around weekends, such as Saturday or Sunday, because that's the only time I can maybe free or I have a free time to teach or doing or working on my job and stuff, because until from Monday to Friday, I mean it's obvious because both of us are in college, so we have to do our college stuff such as attending classes and working on our assignment. So it's usually Saturday and Sunday around 10 a.m. in the morning.
all right. I didn't catch that. What you say? What age do you teach children? Are they junior or senior high school or college students?
About the student that I usually teach, I think around high school student until college student, because like I said before, it's I teach student around age 15 until 20s, 21, 22.
So it is possible for students who are over the age to study here, to study there.
I think above that age, or 20s or above, maybe that's almost impossible to teach them, because one of the benefit that I have the experience to teach student in this course is because I teach students that are the same age as mine, because I'm in my 20 now, and the student I've been teaching until now is around 15 until 20, so it's around my age, so it's easy to make them understand or paying attention to what are the materials or what are the topic that I'm trying to convey or teaching to them. And so maybe around above 20s age, such as 25 and above, I think it's almost impossible to teach them, because I found it hard to correlate the topic or what the way of my teaching to convey the material to them.
Alright, so if I want to join your English Legend, how much the money I need to join there?
So how much money did you need to pay to join English Legend? Of course. Now, are we talking about taking the course or join the English Legend?
Taking the course.
Taking
the course as a student. I want to improve my English knowledge.
Alright. So if you want to assign yourself as a student there to taking the course, of course, the payment is around 250,000 rupiah. It's for a month, or which is 8 meetings. It costs around 250,000 rupiah.
What meat I get, like one, how how much I get how many I get meet one to teach to learn in there.
I think we're conducting we attend or we have a meeting is 2 times a week.
2 times a week.
2 times a week, or well, it depends on your schedule whether you want to learn or you want to take the course at weekends or maybe in particular days. It depends on the schedule, of course, but the payment will be get around 8 meetings for 8 meetings.
So that depends on ourselves again, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, right. Plus, maybe I would like to. How do you teach while studying? Haven't graduated yet. Like how gitu? How?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
I want to know how do you teach while studying? That's not distract your time or maybe your daily.
College life, also how I manage my time. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
How I manage my time, whether because I'm also teaching and at the same time I'm also attend college. So how I manage my time is actually I don't really have a good time management, to be honest, but here's what I do. Every day, every assignment that assigned to me from the day one of the assignment, college assignment, I need to work on it at the same day as the assignment given to me. So because maybe at weekends, usually us or most of the college students spending their time on working on their assignment. Actually, on the weekends, I already finished mine because I realized that I have the schedule to teach, or I have the chance, or I need to teach, or I must teach because of my work as a student. So that's how I manage my schedule or manage my time, because I usually working on my assignment before I teach. So that's how I develop my time management. It's not really a good tips, of course, but that's how I work my time management, how I develop or how I manage my time between teaching and study in college.
Alright, so that's a great answer from you. I'm so excited to meet you and good to see you too. So, can I join? It means can I join to English Legend take a course?
Well, of course, as long as you pay me.
Alright.
Okay. Closing.
Alright, so that's
all.
that's the all of from us. So my interview today for the speaking, and this is alright. So good to see you two again.
Yeah. Okay. Signing off.